Okay, good morning, everybody. Can everybody hear me? Okay. This is a code enforcement hearing for the city of North Miami. And today is May 15? 15. I am the special magistrate for the city of North Miami. And the special magistrate is empowered by the laws of the state of Florida and the code of the city of North Miami to hold code violation hearings. The purpose of this hearing is to determine if a code violation exists at your property, as observed and cited by the city's code enforcement officer. If the city is not able to prove its case, then I will dismiss the case and you may leave. These proceedings are being recorded. Therefore, all persons who are speaking should do so one at a time to ensure that all of the testimony is clearly audible on the recording device. If people talk out of turn or over each other, neither the court reporter, if one is present, or the record will be able to be interpreted correctly. If English is not your primary language, then please inform me when I call your case. We have interpreters who will assist you during these proceedings. When your case is called, the property owner, agent for the property owner, or any witness that you may have should come forward to the podium on the left side of the room. And when asked, please speak directly into the microphone and say aloud your name, your business, your mailing address, and your relationship to the property. If you are not the property owner or an attorney representing the property owner, then you must present a notarized power of attorney or affidavit in order for your testimony to be taken and be admissible on behalf of the property owner. For new cases, you will be asked for the record if you are aware and understand the nature of the violation that is being heard today. And do you understand what is required to resolve the violation? So please answer accordingly. The city will present the case first, and then the property owner or alleged violator will be given an opportunity to testify on their own behalf, to bring forward any witnesses or evidence or photographs or anything that you might have in support of your position. And you will also have an opportunity to cross-examine the city's witnesses. Following the case presentation, I will issue a findings of facts on the case. If I find that a violation of city codes exists or existed at your property, then depending upon the type of case, I will set an abatement date for the violation to be resolved. By an abatement date, I mean a compliance date by which you must resolve the violation. Or for repeat violations, I will impose a daily fine amount. For new non-repeat cases, my order will include an abatement date by which you must resolve the violation, and a daily fine amount that I may impose at a future hearing date should the violation not be resolved by the abatement date. If I find sufficient cause to postpone enforcement action at this time, I will table the case to another hearing date in the future. If you do not agree with my finding of fact or ruling, then the property owner may appeal the administrative order on the case to the circuit court. An appeal must be filed within 30 days of the date of the execution of my administrative order. In accordance with the Florida statutes, if a person decides to appeal any decision made by the special magistrate with respect to any matter considered at these proceedings, then the person will need a verbatim record or transcript of these proceedings. This record includes the testimony and evidence upon which the appeal is to be based. The cost of obtaining the verbatim record shall be the sole responsibility of the applicant. and it is recommended that persons who plan to appeal their case should provide their own court reporter at the proceedings. Pursuant to the city code, if the city of North Miami prevails in prosecuting a case before the special magistrate, the city shall be entitled to recover all costs incurred in prosecuting the case. The current cost assessment amount is $100 per case. Once the city records an order that imposes a fine and authorizes a lien against the property, then the city will charge additional administrative fees to record and release the lien. Now, if you are giving testimony today on a case as a witness, please rise and raise your right hand as I administer the oath, as the police officer administers the oath. But before we do that, why don't we do the Pledge of Allegiance, and then we will administer the oath, which is the proper protocol that we follow here.
Can everyone please stand up, face the flag, place your hand over your chest, repeat after me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now we'll do the pledge.
Anyone who's going to be speaking up here on a case, please remain standing. Raise your right hand, and so you can take the oath. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give in this proceeding will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? If so, say aloud, I do. I do. Please be seated. Translators, do you solemnly swear or affirm that the translations which you are about to give in these proceedings will be accurate and correct to the best of your knowledge, skills, and ability? Thank you.
At this time, I will ask the code compliance manager to announce any additions, corrections, or deletions to the hearing agenda. And then we will call the first item.
Item number 2, MHVIO 2018-01348 has complied. Item number 16, CERCV 2018-00270 has complied. Item number 17, CEGMS 2019-00001 has complied. Item number 19, MHVIO 2018-00693 has complied. Item number 20, CEPFY 2019-00051 has complied. Item 32, CEPFY 2019-00022 was postponed 1 month. Item 34, CEODS 2019-00034 has complied. Item 35, CEPFY 2019-00084 has complied. Item 41, FYBRR 2018-00087 has complied. Item 42, FYBRR 2018-00092 is postponed 1 month. Item 49, CEPFY 2019-00041 is complied. Item 55, CENUS 2018-02410 is complied. Item 59, MHVIO 2019-00028 is complied. Item 60, MHVIO 2019-00029 is complied. Item 70, CERCV 2018-00245 has complied. Item 71, MHVIO 2019-00089 has complied. Item 72, MHVIO 2019-00090 has complied. Item 74, CEEXP 2019-00032 has complied, and those are all the amendments to the agenda.
Thank you very much. Will the city call its first case?
The first case is item 47, Luis Badilla. Gary Beswick is the officer. The case number is RCCOR 2017-00027. There was a fine set at $250. The abatement date was April 24th of 2019.
Mr. Beswick, please proceed. Anybody here on behalf of the property owner? 555 Northwest 127th Street. Are you Mr. Bedilla?
No, my name is Santos Reyes. I buy the property.
Are you the owner of the property?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Beswick, what is this all about?
This is for failure to obtain an approved reoccupancy certificate from the city of North Miami prior to title transfer.
And the new owner has been advised of the violation?
Yes.
And what is your recommendation?
Well, basically, you can hear from him what you want to speak about.
Okay, he's already been adjudicated?
Yes.
What was the fine?
$250 a day.
Okay. Sir, do you agree that there's a violation because of the failure to apply for a reoccupancy certificate?
I understand. Basically, I prefer if you give me a translation in Spanish, please.
Do we have an interpreter? Do you contest a violation?
¿Usted no está de acuerdo con la violación acerca de la reocupación que debía hacer? I don't disagree, but at the time when I bought the property, there were some issues with the property that I was not aware of at the time when I bought it.
What are you doing to take care of those issues?
¿Y qué es lo que va a hacer para ocuparse de esa situación? I already paid for the reoccupation, and the inspector already came to my house. And also I'm searching for the company to get everything together and to be fine and to have everything legal.
Well, here's the problem. You were found guilty back in December of 2018 and given to April 24th
Ya le
in order to
dijeron,
comply.
Hasta abril 24 debía haberlo hecho.
What's taking so long?
¿Por qué le está demorando tanto?
Bueno, sí, la situación económica no ha sido trabajado. Básicamente son los medios económicos que no me han permitido hacer porque es bastante dinero.
The economical situation, actually basically it was the economical situation which did not allow me to do the work.
Mr. Beswick, what is the work that needs to be done, and is he making progress towards doing the work?
Well, he haven't applied for anything, but the work that need to be done, the house used to have a carport, which is no longer there. It was enclosed to a living space. Windows was installed without permits. Electrical panels was installed without a permit.
Y también necesita permiso para
Ankless
la
hot
parte
water
eléctrica
heater installed without a permit.
y
So
también
th-
alguna otra cosa hizo.
It's a list of things that was altered to the house without the required permits. And
Has he applied for permits to
No.
perform the work?
No.
¿Permiso para hacer el trabajo? No.
Sir, how come, if all of this work was done without permits, how come you have not applied for permits to legalize the work?
¿Cómo si este trabajo lo ha hecho sin permiso? ¿Por qué no ha solicitado permisos para legalizar el trabajo?
Pero yo compré la propiedad así, yo no cerré el garaje. A mí me vendieron la propiedad ya.
I bought the property the way it is, as is. I did not close the garage myself, the carport.
Yeah, but you knew that back in December, when the city came before the special
En
magistrate
diciembre usted
and
lo
told
sabía,
you that you
le-
needed to
le había
legalize
dicho
the
que
work,
usted tenía que
and here
legalizar
we are
el
in
trabajo.
May,
Y hoy día
and the
estamos
work
en
hasn't yet
mayo,
been done.
y el trabajo todavía no ha sido hecho.
Sí, yo estaba trabajando y procuré dentro de todo, pero como le digo, los medios de trabajo yo tuve el trabajo muy bajo y se me hizo muy difícil poder, incluso lo tengo difícil, pero estoy tratando de arreglarlo.
Well, I'm trying, I've been working, my work has been slow, but I've been trying, I'm still trying to get everything legal.
What is the city's recommendation?
¿Qué es lo que recomienda la ciudad? Le está preguntando.
Well, basically, through the interpreter to him, how many time more he need to at least apply for the permit.
Lo que tiene que hacer es aplicarlo por los permisos. Okay.
How many?
How many days?
¿Cuántos días necesita?
Probably 2-3 days.
Probably 2 or 3 days.
I recommend to table it for 60 days. I don't
All right.
think he understand the nature.
Yeah, I
Entiende la gravedad
don't
de
think
esto.
he's going to get a building permit in 3 days.
No.
Yo no pienso
Uh,
que puede conseguir el
but I
permiso
will
en
do
3
this.
días, pero voy a hacer lo siguiente, dice el juez.
I will, based on the recommendation of the
Basado
code
en la
enforcement officer,
recomendación del oficial
the economic situation and the fact that you were not aware
suya y que usted no sabía
of the problem
De los
until you
problemas
bought the property,
cuando
though you've had some
compró
time
la
now to
propiedad,
take care of making the corrections. I'm
entonces, por
going
esa
to give you
razón,
60
voy a darle
days
60 días
to begin the
para que
process and
comience
move
con el
along with all
proceso
the required permits
hacer todos los permisos requeridos
in order to
para
legalize
que
the
pueda
use of your property.
legalizar el uso
I'm
de
going
la
to give you
propiedad.
60 days
Le
to
estoy
make
dando
substantial
60
progress
días para que usted
towards
haga un
legalizing the
progreso
property. But if
para
you
poder
come
legalizar.
back 60
Pero
days
si
from
usted
now
regresa en 60
and you have
días
not
y todavía
substantially
no ha
completed
sustancialmente
the permitting
conseguido
and the
permiso
work,
y el trabajo,
I will start
entonces
assessing
sí voy a comenzar
families fines and
la
and
multa
and ratify
y
the fines that
y
are
ratificar
currently
las multas
accruing
que ya
per
habían
the
sido-
special
que habían
magistrate's
sido
order
impuestas
of
anteriormente.
April. That gave you until
Desde
April
que le dio hasta
24th to
abril.
do the work.
Para hacer el trabajo.
So we're going to table it for 60
Así que
days, but in 60 days, you better come
hacemos
back
Entonces, 60
with
días.
substantial
60 días
progress
tiene que
towards
regresar
getting the
con un
property
trabajo
legalized.
sustancial que habría hecho sobre la propiedad.
Sí, dígale que yo le agradezco mucho el tiempo que me está dando y que voy a poner todo mi esfuerzo 100% para traerle pruebas de que, bueno, espero que el trabajo, o si no está terminado, que haya progresado.
Thank you very much for the time given. I'll do my effort 100%, and I hope I will have everything done by that time, or I have done the work substantially.
Right. There will be no more continuances.
No habrá
This is it.
más postergaciones.
Thank you.
Thank you and have a great day.
Gracias. Pase buen día.
Next case?
The next item on the agenda is item number 13, Afzal Khan. Shanna Sanders is the officer. The case number is CESEA 2017-00003. The fine was set at $500 on September 12th of 2018.
Okay, so this matter has been previously tabled by a special magistrate until today. Sir, would you please state your full name, street address, and relationship to the property?
My name is Afzal H. Khan, 12495 Keystone Island Drive, and myself and my disabled wife, we are owners of the property.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the last.
Myself and the wife sitting here.
Okay,
Can I
this,
get
this is about a seawall. Are you familiar with the
Yes, sir.
violation?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you've been before the special magistrate before?
My contractor has been here, and my wife has been here. I'm here first time.
Okay, let me hear from the code officer first.
Shanna Sanders, City of North Miami Code Compliance Officer. This is a case that dates back to 2017, as you already stated in reference to the seawall. Long story short, the seawall is damaged, in need of much repair. as of Monday, when I went out on the waterways, the seawall is in the same condition, still falling apart, still need repairs. I was hoping that the contractor could give me an update, but the property owners are here, so I'll let them explain what's going on. But again, as a reminder, this case has been going on since 2017. We're upon hurricane season, starting in 2 weeks, and the seawall still remains in need of much repairs.
And this has been previously adjudicated, and the daily fine is set at $500?
Yes, you are correct in stating that.
Okay, when was it adjudicated?
I'm showing that they was first found guilty August 3rd, 2018. Every 2 or 3 months, the contractor has been coming and asking for it to be tabled, stating that they were working with dorm, they laid some type of platform or concrete slabs out on the rear that they were working on, that they were supposed to be using as the seawall structure. Upon going out on the boat on Monday, I can still somewhat see those structures laying in the rear yard. They've been there for months.
Do you have pictures?
Yes, I do.
Please let me see them.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes. This is it. Yeah, I have the pictures. Yeah, and you can roll them this way or this way. Okay. Let me bring them. Yeah.
What I'm passing up to you, I wanted to show the property owners first. What I'm showing to
Sure.
you is what I can see from the waterways, but he's also passing up his phone, as you can see from the structure, more visible of what the structures look like that are laying in his yard that he's supposedly using for the seawall.
Thank you.
I'm not sure if the contractor has updated the property owner on the status of the permits, but again, I'm starting to get complaints again. We're 2 or 3 weeks away from hurricane season, so the neighboring properties really want to get this taken care of, because as you see, it's concrete slabs laying in the backyard structure. It's been like that for over 2 years now.
In the permit action report, I don't see the adjudication. What date was that?
Well, you have the folder now, possibly if Pilar, our code coordinator, can possibly look at her packet and see, but I think it was August, I think it was 8/30/2018, or August 3rd, if I'm correct.
I don't show anything.
She's passing
for
something up
August
to you.
Okay. I found it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Thanks, Pilar.
Okay, sir, why the delay?
Your Honor, it'll be 2 years in September 17. Is Irma damage? At that time, multiple seawalls got damaged all over the place. All the seawall companies were overwhelmed. Durham took 1 year to give us okay. And finally, I hired a small company to do it. He took over $60,000 from us. And he got the permits, and we have partly done, about a third of the job is done. And the contractor, his 26-year-old daughter died of brain cancer. So he took several months off. Then his back gave in, he fell in a barge. He's telling me this. I hired a attorney, Mr. Jerry Haynes here in North Miami, sent him letters and legalized the whole thing. And he is saying he'll do it. He got multiple his barge is finished. I mean, it damaged. He's trying to get another barge to do it. He usually comes here and presents his case. Now we are $60,000 in the hole, and I tried to get other companies now. It's like a roofer, partly done roof, nobody wants to do it. I have 3 other companies looking at it and finish it as soon as possible. I want to do it before damage can get worse. I have both neighbors, an attorney on the right side and a doctor on the left side. They have been very accommodative. They're not complaining about it. Their seawall was damaged as well, so they know how the process is. It's very painstaking. I would rather spend time elsewhere than be here with a hearing. We want to get it done. I have already paid him a third of the money, and he has it. I'm willing to forego that and start all over again, but I am trying to get new contractors. It's not easy. This contractor promised me he'll finish the job, but he had unfortunate accidents twice and had a family issue and tragedy, and then his back gave in. He could not come today. He usually comes here, and he excused himself. So I left my work and came here, and my wife is disabled, so we're trying hard to do it, and it's not that we don't comply. I have the money set aside for this, and it just things are not happening at good pace, and we like to finish it. It's no big deal, but
Do you have all your permitting?
I have permitting from the DERM, everything. I have a copy of that. I have designs and permits, and everything is fine.
You have a contract with your contractor.
I have a contract with him. I have another addendum to the contract through the attorney, and he has now a penalty clause in the permit to pay $500 a week if he doesn't finish. That has expired because he is disabled at present and had family tragedy.
Okay.
So I'm willing to get another contractor to finish the job and pay extra, and those are at present not willing to come because they have a lot of jobs.
How much of the work remains to be done?
I have here the slab set up. He tells me a third is done. All they have to do is now get a barge, remove the boulders, drop the pilings, and the slabs are here, and put the cap on. It is the other barge guy tells me it's a matter of 10 days work with the barge coming in, and that's all. But they have to come in, they have to remove the boulders, drop the pilings, and the slabs are ready on the backyard. We're not even able to use the backyard for a year now because it's all occupied with the slabs.
And the pilings are not.
Pilings are, he has ordered the pilings, they have to be picked up by the barge.
Okay.
So they have to come by the sea, by the water.
Are the pilings ready?
Contractor tells me the pilings are ready. There are 14 pilings. They're ready and slabs are ready. All they have to do is drop it. But Durham tells us that we have to remove the boulders and put them back, which is okay because that's good for the coral and for the area. We want to make it beautiful.
Well, notwithstanding that your neighbors are not telling you that they have a problem, I would, as one that has been in a situation similar to yours, I know that I would be very upset.
We're willing to do it, sir.
Because what happens is that by leaving your seawall the way that you are leaving it, it undermines their seawalls, and it causes damage to their property.
And that's exactly what they're saying.
We want to finish as soon as possible. The problem is we're stuck. We're like in a middle now, but the contractor has taken the money, is not finishing the job. We're trying to get another contractor to do it. In my opinion, it'll at least take 3 more months to get a new contract and start all over again.
Well,
I'm going to ask the city if they will allow me to change the permit to another contractor.
I'm not going to give you 3 months. And I think that we really need to get this done before we get another hurricane.
Yes, sir.
Because you're going to lose the house. That's what's going to happen.
Absolutely. We are in perilous situation. I understand that. But if I was able to do it myself or some handyman would do it, I would do it tomorrow. But we need a professional to do it.
This is not a handyman.
It's a professional job, right? That's what I'm trying.
Right.
I have 3 other contractors looking at it.
Yeah. City, what is your recommendation?
Are you asking my stand as the officer or the city attorney?
As the officer or the city attorney?
I would like to push just ahead. This has been a case that was first opened by now retired Code Officer Edmund Fitzgerald that was, put upon my lap since 2017. Again, we're upon hurricane season in a couple of weeks. I've been hearing that the slab is laying, it's been laying in the backyard for months now. I would like to, go ahead and, push the fine for it if it was up to me.
Ordinarily, I would give a property owner a little bit of leeway, but here I think we have a life safety issue that is going to be made even more dangerous as we get into hurricane season, and I know how this type of defect or seawall issue can undermine the neighbors' properties, and that's a problem to them as well. So I'm going to, based on the testimony, the pictures, and the background and everything I've heard from all sides, I am going to find that the property now has been out of compliance since at least 2017. I'm going to find in favor of the city and ratify the fines accrued to date, which were set back in August 3. The fines set at $500 a day, and I am going to ratify that amount and assess all costs to the city. So,
Your Honor,
yes, I'll let you speak in a minute, but let me finish. I am sure that if you are diligent and continue to act in good faith, that there will be an opportunity for you to meet with and discuss a mitigation of the fine with the city manager in the future when you finish your work. But at this time, there are no more ifs, ands, or buts. I think it's time to get going, and so I am assessing I am ratifying the fines that have been set before, and finding in favor of the city. Now, yes, let me hear from you.
Your Honor, as I said, that I'm working with 3 different contractors, and this is a specialized job that has to be done through the waterway in the barge, and I'm working day and night with these guys to come and finish it. They're telling me that they have 2-3 jobs ahead, they will not be able to do it. I would really request you to please look at favorably and give us some extension, and I will be able to give you a report. And I also need to know the city can have me change the permit to a different contractor, because this contractor is
Sir, you have an attorney. You know what needs to be done. You've been told what needs to be done. I am very familiar with how seawalls get built, because I've built 3 seawalls in my house over the last 50 years. And I see barges going up and down Biscayne Bay all the time. I see barges working across from where I live, putting seawalls up all over the place. I don't think that there is a deficiency of barges or contractors. There are plenty of contractors, there are plenty of barges, there are plenty of people to do the work. And I just think, based on what I'm hearing, that you've been dragging your feet, and it's time to really get this thing going.
Your Honor, I'm willing to show you the payments we made to him, and he is already ahead in payments, and I'm willing to forego that. I would please give us an extension of at least 60 days, and would like to get it done. I'm going to work on it today and beg these contractors to come in and start the job if he's not going to do it. I really appreciate.
If you show good faith, if you move along quickly, I'm sure that the city manager at some point will mitigate your fine. But I am not going to continue this. I'm not going to table it. I'm going to, as I said before, I'm going to ratify the fines to get you to move to get this work done as soon as possible. And if you do what you're supposed to do, I'm sure that the city manager will take that into consideration. But I am not reversing myself.
Your Honor, final request, because as I show the pictures, we are doing as much as we can. We are handcuffed by this person, and we are trying to get another person to get it done. And I would really appreciate if we can at least 30 days to show that we have different contractor and change the permit to a different contract.
My order stands. So thank you very much. I'm sorry, but that's that's what I think is the right thing to do. So as I say, keep working at it, and then at some point, come see the city manager, and he'll give you some time to discuss a potential mitigation, but the fine stands.
Thank you, sir.
The next item is item 44, Quinte Dulcime. Jose Perez is the officer. The case number is CERCV 2018-00250. The fine was set at $200. The abatement date was April 10th of 2019, item 44.
Please state your full name, street address, and relationship to the property.
Good morning. My name is Kente Dulcime. The address is 12720 Northeast Miami Court. I'm the owner.
Do you contest the violations?
Yes, I needed to get a administrative variance form, and I went ahead and did it. This is the receipt. This is what I was told to do.
Okay, let me hear from the city on the
City of
violation.
North Miami, Code Enforcement Officer Perez. In reference to the case, I would like to see the receipt, and we'll go from there.
Why don't you take a couple of seconds and see what you think?
Okay. This seems good.
He has the variance?
Correct. Well, he has the application for it, so I'm fine with tabling this for 60 days and good faith that it gets passed.
Let's table it for 30 days instead
Thank you.
and come back in and see where we are.
I know the process did change, and they're going through a situation right now with the variance process, so it might take more than the 30 days from what my understanding is.
Okay, so let's do 60. Is that okay?
Fine with me.
Okay. We'll table the matter for 60 days.
Thank you.
The next item on the agenda is item 68, San Souci Condo. Gary Beswick is the officer. The case number MHVIO 2019-00039. This is a new case, item 68.
Sir, please state your full name, street address, and relationship to the property.
Good morning. Osvaldo Calzada, and secretary for the association. Zenaida Sansusi couldn't attend today.
I'm sorry, give me your name again.
Osvaldo Calzada.
Okay. And you're the secretary for the condo association?
Yes.
Okay, let me hear from the city.
Good morning, Gary Beswick for the City of North Miami Building Department. The condo was cited to obtain all the required permit to repair damaged floor rafters inside unit number 3. And as at this point, there is no permits that has been obtained to make all necessary repairs.
When was the violation issued?
The violation was issued February 6, 2019.
Okay. Let me hear from the association.
We been working with different vendors, contractors, try to find the cause of the damage. Eventually, we find out the association have to repair the rafters. That would be the responsibility. We believe, based on some reports, the cause of the damage was the air conditioning for the unit number 3, properly installed. Right now, we have a schedule for next week to put a permit on behalf of the association to do the repairs on the rafters. And once that is complete, the homeowners or unit number 3, we have to do the repair on his part. We already filed a claim because it's insurance claim, and that been filed. So
Okay.
we
How much time do you need?
we hoping for next week. We have the paperwork submitted to the city for the permit. All depends on how long the permit would take to get it back to us so we can start work on the unit.
How much time?
So the work itself, maybe a month or 2 months. Once we get the permit, sometimes I know permits take longer than others. I don't know in city or in Miami.
Can
how
I
long
see a
it's gonna
picture?
take.
I'm not sure that I understand what needs to be done. Thank you.
The pictures that you depicted that you're looking at is rafters of the flooring.
Within the condominium
Yes.
property?
Within the unit.
The
I'm a
unit.
tree, yes.
Is there somebody living there?
Yes.
All right, I want to hear from you. Please state your full name and your relationship to the property.
My name is Ashley Franco. I am the owner of Unit 3 in Building 11930, Northeast 19th Drive. And since Mr. Beswick put notice on the door, I've had to remove my tenants, so I've lost income. The damage is beyond the rafters. The load-bearing wall is also fissuring and cracking. The floor has sunk at least 3 inches now. Regardless of the cause of the damage, which I have reports and pictures from my insurance company's structural engineer stating that this has been going on for years. And even though the initial cause of the water damage came from a few causes, one, broken sewer pipes underneath the floor, and the AC unit that was installed 14, 15 years ago, there's a lack of ventilation, proper ventilation underneath the crawl space, underneath the building, and that's what actually perpetuated all this horrible damage. And I have all the reports if you want to.
Do you have a claim against the association?
I have tried, and I haven't been able to get legal counsel, so I wrote her a notice in October of last year, pleading with her to please open a claim. She ignored it. He received a copy of it. He asked her, and he owns the unit right next to mine. This is the letter that I.
Yeah, let me see the letter.
This is the letter that I sent October 2nd, certified mail with red receipt. She signed for it. Mr. Osvaldo signed for it. I also have, which initiated the place being shut down, my plumber's report with pictures, and the damage has gotten much worse. And from my insurance company. Now, I've read the bylaws, and I have a copy of the bylaws on page 20 and 21. It states that the boundaries, the responsibility of the homeowners association is everything below my floor, which would not have been damaged as badly as it is now had they addressed it back in October when the damage was minimal. And now the load-bearing wall has severe cracks in it, and that is also a responsibility of the homeowners association. And so until all this damage, and I've requested that she open a claim, and she has refused, saying it's your fault, it's your responsibility, but I've only owned the place for about a year and a half.
Okay, I'm
So I don't
not
know.
going to adjudicate whose responsibility it is. The city's goal here is to get it fixed.
Yes.
And it looks like it's been going on for a while, and it looks a lot more serious in those pictures than I originally thought it was. I thought it was just a little rotted wood somewhere. So I want to hear from the condo association now that I know the seriousness of the problem, and I assume that
Those are the cracks in the wall.
it's not habitable at this point, right?
No, it has not
There's
been.
there's nobody in there.
No, not since February.
This needs to be done quicker than 60 days. And so I'm going to bring back the association representative. Sir, what is the earliest possible date when you can get a contractor out there, a plumber, whatever trade you need in order to get her apartment back in shape?
Well, we already signed an agreement with the vendor. He's ready to do the permits next week. Like I said, as soon as we get the permit, they start to work.
Okay, I'm not going to wait around for an insurance company to pay.
No, we're not waiting for the insurance company.
Okay.
We already filed a claim. It's just matter of having them to come
Well,
out.
I don't
but
want
we
you to
don't-
wait for the insurance company to make up its mind on how much they're going to pay or when they're going to pay.
Well,
The work has to start right now.
yes, sir. But the reason we haven't is because we've been in dispute of who caused the damage, and she's blaming the association. We haven't proved that there is any leak from the association. Like she's correct. It's been going on for a long time. We weren't aware of until she find out, and we've been trying to figure it out what caused the damage. We also have plumbers and air conditioning contractors that came out and inspect the unit, and they all agreed that it was the AC that caused the damage. So
Yeah,
beyond who blames it,
we're not gonna litigate
Right.
whose responsibility it is.
but that was the reason why the delay. We're trying to figure out who's at fault.
The association owns the property
That's correct.
in question, or the building in
Yes, sir.
question. So, you can go to court and litigate with her for years. The city needs to have this taken care of.
Okay.
So I am going to, and you say you got permits, or you're in the process of getting permits?
Next week, they scheduled to put a permit.
Okay. So I wanna,
Seek adjudication with 30 days. Abatement
okay,
date.
I am going based on the testimony that I've heard from the various witnesses, the city. I've looked at photographs, the evidence presented depicting that the condition not only exists, but it may very well get worse. Proper notice has been given, and I find in favor of the city. I enter an adjudication and set a compliance date of 30 days. 30 days?
Yes.
And in the event of non-compliance, the city will assess a daily fine of $500 until the violation is abated or complied with. So 30 days from now, if there is not substantial work ongoing, the condo will be assessed a fine of $500 per day. So
I
Thank you.
understand.
get going.
Now, can I ask a question?
Sure.
That 30 days, is complete the work, or at least have substantial work
Well,
done?
30
'Cause
days.
30 days, I don't think it's
thir-
gonna be
30
in
days,
compliance.
we will ask you to come back and give
Okay.
me a progress report.
Okay,
And if I see that you're moving along quickly and getting this work done, I may table it for another 30 days, but I don't want any more continuances.
understand.
You need to get the work done, and then you fight with the property owner if you have to, the unit owner, or you fight with the insurance company. That's not my concern. My concern is to get the job done.
Okay.
Okay, so
Understand.
the fines will start running in 30 days, but I'm gonna have you come back and tell me where you are at that point
Okay.
before they go forward. I may wanna table it if you're making substantial progress, but I wanna hear a progress report in 30 days. Oh, the file, sorry. Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Have a good day.
The next item on the agenda is item number 48, MAR 2305 Northeast 123rd Street LLC. Gary Beswick is the officer. The case number is MHBIO 2019-00035. This is a new case, item 48.
My name is
Good morning,
Pe-
sir.
Good
Please state
morning.
your full name.
My name is Pedro Mirabal, Mira Design Build, 6155 Miami Lakes Drive. I am the contractor for the owner of the property.
City, proceed.
Good morning, Gary Beswick for the City of North Miami Building and Zoning. The property was first cited on February 4th, 2019 for failure to obtain a permit before starting interior and exterior renovation. That was in progress when I went there. I also have some photograph to depict some of the stuff that they was doing. They apply for a permit, but the permit that they apply does not take care of all the issues that's on the property. That does not include everything that was going on. So I'm going to show the gentleman the picture and pass it on to you.
So let me understand. There's work to be done, but the permit that has been obtained does
No,
not
that
cover.
applied, not obtained, they applied.
Applied does not cover all of the work that needs to be done.
All of the work that's going on the property.
So he needs to pull other permits.
Yes, they need the permit that the one that was submitted, they need to come back into the office to make some correction and include everything that's going on.
Mr. Mirabal, do you
Yes.
understand the nature of the violations?
No, I understand. I saw the pictures. At the time, when I pulled the permit, it was my understanding that they wanted the permit for the doors. There will be a separate permit for the pool. The pool contractor is handling that. He's taking care of it today. I applied for a permit for the stucco restoration. It's not a concrete restoration. I applied for the doors, and there was some 2x6 wood planks on like a passageway on the side of the building that we replaced because it was very dangerous. Anybody could have fallen. So, the most important thing was to secure, and we did that. We applied for also a separate permit for all the paint work outside of the building, and that permit we obtained, and the paint has been done and completed. At this time, there is no work doing inside the units. We are not doing any work inside the units.
Well, they stopped doing the work, but once you start the work without a permit, permit is required. And there is concrete restoration that was taking place on the property. They also went inside of a unit and basically cut the wall so you can leave one unit to the next one, which depict it in the picture.
Okay, so there is work, or there has been work performed in the building without a building permit. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes, and a pool was erected without a fence was erected without a permit.
Okay, so sir, do you understand that the fence requires a permit?
I understand that.
Okay.
I understand that, and that, we can address it, and I can pull the permit. When I obtained asked for the permit, as a matter of fact, I have the information here for the building official, because I wanted to meet with him to clarify and see all the things that we needed to get done, and we will do so. That's not a problem. We can pull the permits that we need
What
for the
about
rest
the
of the work.
pool? Who's gonna pull a permit to?
That is a separate contractor, with the owner, so he's gonna go ahead and pull that permit separately.
What's the problem with the pool?
The pool was empty at one time, so the city came in and said that, one of the things that the owner needed to do was either to cover the pool for safety or to go ahead and fill it with water. So they came in and they filled the pool with water, and the pool now is filled with water, and
They was actually doing restoration of the pool. They was patching in the surface of the pool, which depict in the picture. That
So
is
they
passed.
need a permit
Yes,
to
the permit
finish
for that
that
as well.
work?
Mhm.
Okay, so that's not that's not covered by your contract,
Right,
but
right.
it's still work that needs to be done by the
no,
property
no, I
owner.
understand, and the owner's aware of that. They're gonna go ahead, they told me that today their contractor was gonna go and present the permit to the city. So that's what I was told as far as the pool. As far as, and I suggest that, I don't know if I can walk the property with a code enforcement officer, and then make sure that we address every single issue that he's seen.
I think that would be helpful for the property owner to know what needs to be done. I don't know if it's a code officer or a building officer or someone else, but that's up to the city. It's not up to me. But I'm worried about the pool because that could be the subject of a life safety concern. How much time do you think the property owner needs to address these issues?
Well, the property is basically vacant, so basically 60 days to obtain all required permits. At this point, we just need to add adjudication at this point, because even after I went initially, I still go back and work is taking place, and they say they're doing one thing, but basically doing other stuff. So basically, we're seeking adjudication with 60 days, and I have no problem to meet them out there to specify
All
what
right.
permit is needed.
Okay, I think that's fair. I think that code will work with you and the property owner to make sure, and I'm relieved that the property is vacant.
Yes,
because
vacant.
I wouldn't want children walking around on these,
No, no,
yeah.
the property is vacant.
okay. So, based on the testimony of the city's code compliance officer, the photographs, the evidence presented, depicting that the cited conditions still exist, proper notice having been given to the owner, I find in favor of the city, enter an adjudication and set an abatement date of 60 days. In the event of non-compliance, there will be a daily fine of $500 until the violation is abated.
Thank you.
Thank you. So you have 60 days to get
To get the permits.
get the permits and do substantial work. Because if it's not completely done by the abatement date, you're subject to a fine.
Okay.
So unless you have good cause, we need you to comply within 60 days. If you are making substantial progress, then come back in 60 days and tell me where we're at,
Perfect.
okay?
Thank you. As far as, I guess I can give him a call, the code enforcement officer, and set up a meeting?
Yes, that's Gary Beswick.
Okay.
And he's pulling a card out of his pocket, and feel free to arrange a walkthrough of the area to make sure that you're on the same page.
Perfect.
Okay,
Thank
thank you,
you.
sir. Have a good day.
You too.
Next case?
The next item is item 51, Mazal Investments. Vanessa Willis is the officer. The case number is MHVIO 2018-01113. The fine was set at $250. The abatement date was December 12th of 2018. Item 51.
Good morning.
Good morning. State your full name and address for the record.
Catherine Sands, 13625 Northeast 6th Avenue.
Are you the owner of the
I'm
property?
sorry, property manager.
You're the property manager?
Yeah, the new one.
Who is the owner?
Israel. He's not here right now. He's out of the country.
Okay. This is a matter involving the painting of a building, the fading, peeling, etc. Do you contest the violation?
Yes.
Okay. Let me hear from the city then.
Okay, we've already adjudicated on this case, and they have not painted. Last time the property was checked on May 8th, and drive by the property almost every day, and they are not in compliance. I would just ask that we go forward with the fines.
Wait, let me understand.
Okay.
So it was already adjudicated by the magistrate back in November
Correct.
of 2008, and the violation was for peeling paint, kneading paint, etc.
Yes.
Do you have a recent photograph of what the
do.
property looks like?
I do.
This is a commercial property?
Yes, it is. It's an apartment building.
This photo that I'm seeing, which was just handed to me,
Yes.
it's a photo dated May 8th, 2019.
Yes.
It shows the property address, and I see that there's some paint peeling from one of the windows.
Yes, there's several different colors of beige and brown on the building. It just has not been painted, and I don't see a painting permit in the system to where they've even obtained a painting permit.
Okay. Ma'am, you say you contest the violation. I see paint peeling from the building. What's your position?
Well, we have an open permit now. We were doing the roof. We were trying to finish the roof first because it makes no sense to do the roof, to paint first and do the roof. We also want to change the windows. We want to change the impact windows, and we want to change the doors on the property. So we're finishing the roof, and we already submitted the paint colors to the city last week. So we're waiting for their approval. So I'm here if you can give me at least 60, 90 days to change the windows and the doors of the building, and then we will proceed with the painting. We got the colors, we got everything.
Do
we
you
just-
have a permit for the impact windows?
No, I'm here first to see if you allow me, and then we will do the permits.
How long would it take to change the windows and paint the building?
We ask between 60 to 90 days.
Okay, now you were here
I
in
wasn't
December.
No, I wasn't here. I
Somebody
took over
else
the,
was.
Yeah, someone was over here. I took the property, I started maybe 3-4 months ago.
Okay, but somebody involved with the property was here back in December, and the special magistrate entered an adjudication and scheduled a fine of $250. That's 6 months ago, and I still see the violation in place. So we need to get this, we need
No,
to
we-
get this done.
We got the colors, we already submitted it. I have the pictures here that the colors that we chose, we already submitted. The representative of the owner, he came personally to the city, and we already submitted all the colors and everything.
Okay, but is there any way that you can paint over that,
That
that
area?
piece? Yeah, that
Yeah.
area?
There's
So-
several areas that I just gave you the best picture because you
Okay.
couldn't really see the contrast of the pictures that I did take. I can bring my phone. You can scroll through and see if you need to. But, you know, my issue is that this violation has been open since June 27th of 2018. We hadn't heard anything from them when we issued the initial violation, when we issued the notices to appear. This is not the first time that they've been coming to court and nothing has been done. I understand we all have ideas that we want to do to our properties, but at the same time, this is something that needs to be done as soon as possible. We've already waited, and that was the reason why it was set off the other times, because they wanted to repair the roof, which they have been repairing, and the mansard looks a lot better than it did. I've seen the lifts on the property, but at the same time that you have the lifts on the property, why aren't you just going ahead and slapping some paint on there?
Yeah, that was my next question. What would it take to just put some paint on those areas that need the paint? Is it a big deal?
I mean, they could do that. They could have done that at this point. I would like if we can go ahead and do an adjudication. I hear what you're saying. Yes, it can be done. Yes, they can find a way to go ahead and do it at this point. But there's a lot of money involved when we're coming back and forth in time and effort that we're doing. So they need to take up on their responsibilities, and let's go ahead and move forward, even if the fine started today, as opposed to retroing them from December, because the abatement date was December.
Right. What I'm troubled by is that it doesn't really cost a lot of money to remediate the issues that the code officer is bringing up. I understand you may want to put impact windows, you may want to eventually have another color, maybe do some other work, but it just looks unsightly, and it cheapens the neighborhood.
No, I understand, and we have an issue with the cable company, Comcast. We have cables everywhere that we've been trying to Comcast. We've been trying for them to come in and remove all the cables that are currently not being used. We have cables that are old, that are not connected to any building. I mean, to any unit.
But that's not the subject of the violation.
No, I know, but I
today.
mean, it covers most of our building. So we're trying to, and if we disconnect everybody from, then we have to either paint or disconnect.
Well, we're going to order you to paint.
No.
Not the whole building, but at least to mitigate what has been shown to you is the problem. And it's a simple job, doesn't take a lot of time or money. And then if 6 months from now you want to do windows, you want to do roofs, you want to do cables, you want to do anything else, you can still do it. But this particular violation, which you have already been found guilty of, it needs to be remedied. So based on this testimony that I've heard from the code enforcement officer, the file, the photographs, and having heard from the property manager and other evidence presented, I find that the property has been out of compliance since December of 2018. I hereby ratify the fines accrued to date and assess costs in favor of the city. So
Thank you.
you need to get going, and as I said earlier, if you after the work is done, you get an okay from the code enforcement officer, and you comply with all the violations, you can meet with the city manager and address the issue of mitigation. But from this date forward, the fines are running.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The next case is item 46, Lysandra Pavone. Gary Beswick is the officer. The case number is RCCOR 2018-00019. The fine was set at $250. The abatement date was April 10th of 2019.
Good morning.
Give me the case number again.
RCCOR 2018-00019, item 46 on the agenda.
Okay. Ma'am, please state your full name, address, and relationship to the property.
I need to speak Spanish.
Okay, interpreter, please. Please state your full name, street address.
Mi nombre es Lisandra Pavón Martínez.
Lisandra Pavón Martínez. ¿Y su dirección?
771 Northwest
771 Northwest
122
122nd Street.
3316.
Are you the owner of the property?
¿Es dueña de la propiedad?
Sí.
Yes.
Do you know why you're here today?
¿Sabe la razón por qué está aquí?
Por el certificado de reocupación.
Because of the reoccupation certificate.
Do you have one?
¿Lo consiguió? ¿Lo tiene? No.
Why not?
¿Por qué no?
Porque había que arreglar algo y la casa de título iba a hacerlo. No sé.
I need a clarification. Repito otra vez, no entendí.
Había que arreglar algo y la casa de título dijo que ellos iban a arreglarlo.
There was something to be fixed, and the title office had to do that work.
What do you mean by the title office?
¿A qué se refiere la casa del título?
Lo que me dieron los papeles de la casa que hicieron el cierre.
The ones that gave me the papers for the house, the ones that did the closing.
Okay. Why are they the ones that are doing the work?
¿Y por qué ellos tenían que hacer ese trabajo?
Porque según me vendieron la casa con el baño que no estaba el permiso terminado todavía.
Because they sold me the house with the bathroom that was not already finished.
I understand.
Entiendo.
City, proceed, please.
Good morning, Gary Beswick for the City of North Miami Building Department. The property was first cited for failure to obtain and approve reoccupancy certificate. Violation was opened on May 16, 2018. As of today, the violation is still there. And to elaborate what she was referring to.
She mentioned something about a bathroom.
Yeah, and I'm going to elaborate on that and to elaborate on the title company, what she's referring to. In the City of North Miami, before the title of any residential property, it's required an approved reoccupancy certificate. The property, in reference, an investor purchased the property back in May 31st, 2017, and upon obtaining the property, they went in and renovated the property, brand new kitchen, brand new bathroom, without obtaining a permit. Then they in turn turn around and flip the property. The reoccupancy circuit was denied because of the lack of permit. So that's where it comes in.
Who had done the work? The prior owner?
The
or
prior
the prior
owner.
owner had done work,
Prior owner done work with that.
and because they had not been issued a reoccupancy certificate, the city didn't have an opportunity to go and examine to make sure that there was unpermitted work. Now you've been out there, there's some work that was done.
No, I went out there with the prior owner and it was denied, and
I
they
see.
still went ahead and sell it.
What was denied with the prior owner?
The kitchen and the bathroom was renovated without permit.
So then that property owner was cited?
Correct.
Okay.
They was notified then they went ahead
At-
and sell it.
Okay, so these people bought it, didn't know that a permit had not been issued for the kitchen, and now it's on them to do the work that the prior owner should have done. And that's why the title company is involved, because they screwed up at the closing.
Correct.
Okay. I understand. Ma'am, how much time do you feel that she needs in order to
¿Cuánto tiempo
permit
usted
the
cree que
work
necesita
and
para obtener
thereafter
permiso,
obtain these, the
hacer
reoccupancy
el
certificate?
trabajo y después pagar por el certificado de
I'll,
ocupación? ¿Cuánto tiempo necesita?
because of finance, I'll go ahead and give them 60 days.
Yo
Because the work is already
pienso
done, it's just to
que
get a
se
permit to get it
le
inspected.
daría
This
60
has not
días.
been previously adjudicated,
Esto-
correct?
It has been
Yes,
It has been?
esto ha
yes.
sido adjudicado
at
anteriormente.
250 a day.
Un segundo,
on
un segundo.
April 10th was the abatement date.
En abril 10 fue la fecha que le dieron, está diciendo ella.
One second.
And I'm pretty sure they understand the permitting process because they've been doing some upgrade. They put up a
Sé que
fence
ellos entienden
and
cuál
they
es el
have the permit for the fence, so they understand the permitting process.
Okay, yeah, I see on March 26, they were found guilty,
26,
fine set at 250,
que habían adjudicado este caso.
and your recommendation is
¿Y
to
qué
give them,
You can
recomendación
table it for 60 days to give them the opportunity to pull the permit and get it inspected, then apply for their after the
Okay.
fact reoccupancy certificate.
so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm going
Entonces, es
to
lo que voy a hacer.
table
Voy a
the matter for
reprogramar
60
este
days
caso por
to
60
give you an
días
opportunity
para darle la
to pull the
oportunidad de
permits
que saque el permiso
and to finish the
y que
work
termine el
so that you
trabajo
can get a
para que
reoccupancy
pueda tener el
certificate and be in
certificado de
compliance.
ocupación.
If we're back
que
60 days from now
De aquí a
and the
60
work is not
días,
done,
y si el trabajo no está
I am
hecho,
going to ratify all the
entonces voy a
fines that have been
ratificar
accruing to
todas
date.
las multas
Yes.
que se han estado
What's been
ocupando.
done since the case was adjudicated and the fines were set and there was an abatement date? Because if
Había-
she's applied for permits for fencing and other
Ella
matters
ha
to get it done,
solicitado
why hasn't this been
permisos
taken care of, or at
para
least
la cerca, ¿por qué no ha conseguido un
she has
permiso para
applied or
esto?
anything like that? I feel like nothing's been done to this
Entonces-
point,
Mhm.
and the fine should be ratified.
Okay, let me hear from the property owner.
Bueno,
I want to know everything that she has done
quiero saber todo lo que ha
from
hecho
March
desde
26,
marzo
when the
26,
special magistrate
cuando el
entered an order
magistrado
and
hizo una
found
orden
you guilty.
y la encontró
What have you
culpable.
done
¿Por qué es lo que ha hecho desde ese
to
entonces
correct the
para
violation
corregir las violaciones
that was cited by the city?
que por la que le dieron
What have you done?
una citación de la ciudad? ¿Qué ha hecho? Well, related to the bathrooms, I have not done anything.
Why not?
¿Por qué no?
Yo he sacado permiso para otras cosas porque lo de los baños era lo que tenían que resolverme ellos.
Well, I obtained permits for other things. I obtained permits for other things, but the bathroom issue, they had to solve it.
Who's they?
¿Quiénes son ellos?
Lo que me vendieron la casa del título.
The ones that sold me the
But,
house.
No.
The title
Apparently, they're gonna, wash their hands and say they're not gonna do it, and then what? You're gonna wait another 6 months?
Bueno, ellos van a decir, se van a lavar las manos, van a decir, nosotros no hacemos nada. Entonces, usted debe esperar 60 días.
Okay.
No, 6
Okay.
months. He
No.
said, what are you gonna wait another 6 months?
Entonces, si la compañía se lava las manos y dice, no vamos a hacer,
No, yo tengo que hacerlo.
I have to do it.
You have to do it regardless, and then if you wanna file a claim against the title company, you're certainly within your rights to do that, but the city will look to you to do the work, not to the title company.
La ciudad está, eso lo está diciendo usted.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm asking for the fines to be ratified from the last date,
¿Tú me puedes
and
explicar
she
lo
can
que
have
tengo
the
que
60
hacer?
days to go ahead and do that, and we can follow up, but the fine should be ratified.
All right, based on the testimony presented by the code officer, and the property owner, having heard arguments, I find that the evidence presented shows that the property is still out of compliance since March 26. And so I find in favor of the city, ratify the fines accrued to date, and assess costs in favor of the city. In the event that there is full compliance. At such time as there is full compliance, the city manager has it within his authority and discretion to mitigate any fines. But my finding is that the property owner has not moved diligently to correct the violations, despite the fact that they were found guilty back in March of March 26, 19, and a fine was set at $250. So I ratify that fine.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
The next item is 64, Rosaline Alexandra. Jose Perez is the officer. The case number is CEJNK 2018-00226, item 64. This case was tabled at the last hearing. No fine was set.
Good morning, ma'am. Please state your full name and street address for the record.
Good morning. My name is Rosalind Alexandria. My address number is 400 Northwest 133rd Street, Miami, Florida.
Are you the owner of the property?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know why you're here?
Yes.
Do you contest the violations? Do you disagree that the violations should be applied to your situation?
Yes. Before I agree, but at this point, now, my question is, if you have a property, if you don't have the opportunity to put, example, one chair on your yard.
Okay, so
I know before is terrible, but at this point I am now. My question is, when you have a big yard,
okay,
example, you can
I
put
understand.
even one chair.
It's a fair question, and I'm going to ask the code officer to explain the nature of the violation. Is it one chair, or is it more than one chair?
Negative. I have photographs showing the progression from how it was back in March 13th, April 10th, and May 8th. I could pass it up to.
Please, would you show
Yes.
her the photographs?
Yes. And when magistrate sees the photographs, you will see that specifically behind the shed, there's an abundance of tires, over 20, 30 tires that I specifically mentioned to her that need to be removed, along with other miscellaneous items within the yard, which is why we tabled the case, to give her ample time to move it, because she said she didn't have help from anyone else. So at this point, we do want an adjudication, because there is no progress whatsoever.
Ma'am, have you seen the pictures?
Yes.
Is that your property?
Yes.
Okay, so it's more than just one chair.
Yeah, I understand. But after, when I came here, I removed it. I think usually is the problem is only the tire, the way I was before and now.
Do you understand that you need to clean up your yard in order to comply with the city code?
Yeah, the problem now is the tire. Why?
Not
I
only
know
the
I have a lot
tires,
of
but
tire.
the other miscellaneous items that are stored next to the house, next to the shed, on the trees itself. There's an abundance of items, miscellaneous items everywhere throughout the yard of the property.
I see, gas tanks, I see bicycles, I see pipes, I see
A lot of hazardous items.
Yeah, that gas tank there is not very safe.
And not to mention the tires, that's a breeding
Right,
ground
that's
for
a fire.
mosquitoes.
That's a
I
fire
know.
hazard. This was tabled to today from April 18th, and I understand that you're going to need some help to move this out.
Yes, because my father waiting for to send it on 80. Sometimes 80 is not for the article. When you send it, you have problem to. I know for the tire is a lot of problem. I asked my father to remove it, but sometimes
How much time do you need to clean up the yard? And this time, we're going to really have a strict deadline. If you don't move it by that deadline, you're going to be cited. How much time do you need?
1 or 2 months.
Let's give, is that okay? Which 30 days?
I think 30 days is ample
Okay,
time.
I'm going to give you 30 days because I see some fire issues. I see some safety issues with gas tanks, and it's just very unsightly. It just, it's a nuisance, ma'am. It just doesn't look good for the neighborhood. So that needs to be cleaned up. So based on the testimony of the city's code compliance officer, the photographs and evidence presented, depicting that the cited violation still exists and the proper notice has been given, I find in favor of the city, enter an adjudication and set an abatement date of 30 days. In the event of non-compliance, there will be a daily fine of $250 until the violation is abated.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
30 days, ma'am.
Thank you.
The next item is item number 63, Richard Thompson. Shanna Sanders is the officer. The case number is CERCV 2018-00196. The fine set previously was $250. The abatement date was May the 8th of 2019. Item 63.